Hello everyone. So a week ago I had Anna Bosquet of Anna's Breath as a live guest on my channel, and we were talking specifically about her background with her practice as an artist, but also as a metaphysical spiritual practitioner, and those influences that are in her practice, and how this deck that she created, her first, it's not really a deck, I had to be corrected on that. It's an altar card set, 22 cards, and it's the Celestial Influence altar card set. And within this card set, within the altar series, she focuses on the astrological planets and signs. So there's 22 cards here, and this is all in line with the tropical Western astrology. And I want to just share this deck with you because it holds a lot of elements of the natural elements of earth, air, fire, water, but also those elements are translated into these images of the planets and the signs. And that was a draw for me when I first saw this deck. But at the time when I first initially saw this deck, I was working and focusing more on a specific system within my practice, so I didn't feel the full commitment to really delve into this deck. And then Anna gifted me the set so that I could just review it, and the timing was perfect to really connect with the properties of each of these cards, planetarily and also sign-wise, and with the elements, because I am focusing more with the astrology influences within the tarot in my practice. So let's go right through this. She is at this time out of this altar card series of the Celestial Influence as just the deck itself, but if you go to her website, she has a few left. I'm not certain how many. She handmade a box for these decks, and it includes the easels, which you see here. There is a guidebook that is included with it. This is the packaging that I got with mine. And it has Anna's business card here, Anna Bosquet. And I just like this. You know, it's very simple, very natural, organic in this sense. Now it comes with a ribbon. This ribbon actually goes, it came around the packaging of this, and the box and the guidebook. Okay, so let's close this up. And this is actually the back of the cards, which I will show you in a moment. Okay, so this is our box. It's like a palish pinky color, and then we have Celestial Influence in a deep purpley color. We have the mandalas, which I always influenced by, hence my Mystic Rose Tarot mandalas signature that I have. So very simple handmade box. Okay, so I have to apologize when I show you this guidebook because recently when I was carrying this deck with me, I had the guidebook outside of the box. Excuse me, and the guidebook fell. And I didn't see it because it was dark, and when I got home, it fell outside of the gate of where I am. So apparently it looks like I walked on it without realizing it, so it took a little bit of damage here. So Anna, if you're seeing this, I am sorry. But Um, this is the guidebook, beautiful. Purpley, very watercolor um, artwork, not very, but watercolor. It's a very soft energy. So when you get your guidebook, it's not going to come like this, all pebbled mark. So my bad, I walked on this book. And so the guidebook is very straightforward. She goes through, this is the first edition. It goes and gives her interpretation of the planets. Got the moon, Mars, Mercury, so on and so forth. So we have all 10 planets, and then we have all 12 signs. And she talks about her intentions and influences when it came to creating this deck, and how it translated into creating the book, and her thoughts that went into the book, and also the deck. Everything is watercolor. She does all the artwork. And so she starts with the planetary influences. She tells the reader how to read with these when pairing the cards. Again, these are altar cards. You can do a reading with them, but the size is a little bit, not a little bit, but is on the larger side. So I don't have a tape measure, but I'm believing these are like about 7 by maybe 7 by 3.5, 4 inches wide, 7 inches tall. So they are very tall decks, or very tall cards. Hence why they are based better to be used for the altar. So we have this here. We got the signs of the zodiac. So I don't want to go through the book entirely, but the book is very, very helpful to understand her energy and her point of view, and the creation process that she put into this. She talks about the hermetic symbolism of each of the cards, or more of the planets, and then she makes mention of how to do a ritual with these cards, and what energy you want to invoke with these planetary influences. And so I like this because the deck is just very simple, and it allows us to focus on the energy, on the imagery. I'm always a fan of the larger the cards are, the more you can read into the information and just literally draw yourself in. So, oops, I knew that was going to happen. So what I did was I divided the deck into planets. Let me get this, are planets and signs. Okay, I may have to put something, in fact, I will put something behind this so it doesn't slip. Okay, so I'm gonna put this little candle holder. There we go. And then I'm gonna drop the camera down so you can see straight on. Actually, that's as far as I can go, because if I go any lower, because of the height of these cards, it's going to crop into it. So I think I got some stability, sort of, kind of. So this will be like a quick flip through. So we're going to start with our planets here first, and then the signs. And I'll make some comments along the way. So again, the height of these cards are approximately like 3.5 to 4 wide, 7 tall. So this is our moon. I've been working with this deck, so they're not in order, but look at the wonderful energy we have here, showing the phases of the moon. We're seeing the water, the waves, moving in and out. At times during the full moon, we always see, we can sometimes see a halo, like an aura of the moon, and these colors, the different shades of colors that we sometimes see during the full moon, it's just the particles that are up in the atmosphere, and when the light hits it. So like this, we got the full moon, and then we got the new moon representing our um, our deeper self. New moon starting things new. I'm going to flip this over so you can take a look here. If you were to do reversal readings. Okay. And these are the backs of the cards. Actually, it's actually upside down, but here is the rose. We're seeing the planetary signs, or the planetary placements, the signs within the petal, the lotus petal. Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. So that's our moon, our sun. And I spoke to Anna when I went to this card. We're actually seeing the transition of the seasons here. Fall, winter, spring, autumn, and then the cycle again. And we have this path. This is like the tree of life. As one season begins, we go through its energies, and then we transition into the next. So we see different states of this tree when it's full flourished, when it's starting to wane its energy with the leaves. Leaves are starting to fall. But we have the sun. The sun is the vitality for earth, for the flora, for the fauna. The cardstock on this is very good. It's sturdy. It's not easy to bend, so it's very thick. Here's our Mercury, the caduceus. Like this, the winged messenger. And we have the crows. There's the reversal symbol. We have the knowledge. I wouldn't read these in reverse, even though some of the images and the placement of the symbols for the planets can read as reversals. But I would like to keep, when I work with this deck, I like to keep the energy upright. I'll try not to snap the cards either. Here is Venus. And I fell for this because we had the roses right there. For beauty, for good health. I like the cup here. As you look closely, we see water being spilled into this cup, filling it. I like this very beautiful Venusian energy. So again, all the cards have the hermetic rose symbology on it, the planets and the signs. Okay. Here we got fiery Mars, and this I thought was interesting. Oh dear, sorry about that. We have Mars with the rose, okay, and we just saw the card for Venus. So we're seeing this crossing of energy, of masculine and feminine energy. We have the two swords with the jewel of ruby at the handle. We're seeing this energy of movement, of creativity, of, I want to say aggression, but of confidence, very strong. I like how it's against the black background. We have the red planet here. It reads a little bit more of an orangey color, depending on how you're seeing this on your monitor. And the fire's up, down, sideways. It's constantly moving. So it's a very Marsian energy. Got good old Jupiter here. Jupiter of expansion, luck, abundance. And in all these cards, Anna does give reference to certain plants and flowers that she feels are best associated with these planets. You can use those flowers and plant energy for working with the connection of these signs and planets. If you want to do some magic work with it, she gives you associations. We have dandelion here. I forgot the names of these. They're not marigolds, but they are associated with the energy of the sign of Jupiter. And I like the lightning here, the movement, the awakening of this energy. Saturn. Okay. Have the pyramid. Saturn about discipline, form, structure, which we see here with the pyramid, foundation, doing the work, and being dedicated to that work. All right, Uranus. Uranus is the element of air. So with Uranus, we have sudden changes, shifts of direction. And we see this energy here with the movement of the comets and things just being blown away. Making room for something new and being innovative. Uranus is assigned to the sign of Aquarius. So we can see this energy of being the visionary. We have the star here, which is also associated with Aquarius. Of course, this is going to fall. That was Uranus energy right there. Okay. Neptune. This speaks for itself. We have the conch shell. And I like this because, you know, when there's a conch can't say that, conch shell, we listen to it because we put our ear and we hear the air that's going in, and I like the connection that Anna puts to these two, is listening. Neptune deals with the mysteries of ourselves, spiritual guidance. Where is this energy taking us to? It deals with different forms of spiritual practices. But here, when I see this card, it's like listening to where we need to go, where our practice is, working on a way to heighten our senses so that we can connect more and work through things in different ways. And this comes through deep work. I can also deal with addictions. So being mindful of any patterns of what we do and how it could be harming us or how it could be elevating us. Okay, and then our last planet here, Pluto, which is apropos. We have the volcano here. Very eruptive. Breaking down the old ways, habits, things that no longer serve us. We break this energy down. This is also associated with Scorpio. But whenever something is broken down or destroyed, we're starting new. We're also making space. Pluto is fire. We're also making space. When something is torn down, released, to put in something new, to replant, to grow things. As strong as Pluto destroys, Pluto can also regenerate. This is our card of Pluto. Okay, so let's focus now on our signs. We have the 12 signs. This isn't in any particular order. Alrighty. This card's out because at the time of recording this, our moon is in Gemini, sidereal Gemini. And I would not have thought of this for Gemini, but Anna was saying to me that the deer is one of the animals associated with Gemini. And here we have, I like how we have the antlers, how it's showing growth, but we're seeing a different interpretation of lovers, of duality, of masculine, feminine energy, and how they communicate with each other. They form into each other. They are one and the same. They are transformative energies. I believe these are poppies that we have here. Okay, so this is for Gemini, and we have the symbol right here. Represent Gemini. The other thing that's great with these larger cards is that you actually have to slow down and look at all of these elements that are within the card. So again, as I mentioned, you can really grow into the different facets that these cards represent. This is Cancer. And I like how we have the cauldron for creativity, for birthing. Keep in mind, Cancer is a water sign. And I like how we have, how Anna placed an individual who has a baby on the back and just going on the journey. And how we have the waxing or waning moon to our left. And then it's like almost like an aurora borealis in the distance. But this is all about following our intuition, being guided by what we feel, where we need to go, where we need to move to. And here we are, good old Leo. Beautiful energy, and I like how Anna incorporated the Lemniscat that we sometimes see in the Strength card, and we have the crown. I almost want to say those could be daisies. All the floral associations in each of the cards, for the most part, are written in the book. Just take a look at this energy, very strong. I like the fiery energy, how it's moving up. It's not Mars energy where the fiery movement's all over the place. Leo is a fixed sign, so I like how it has the control of this movement of flames moving upward. It's of courage and strength. Can anyone guess what this one is? This is the only way that I could associate what sign this card is, Virgo. And I associate it with the connection of animals, because Virgo, if you have Virgo in your chart, there is a natural a connection to uh, to animal companions and just animals in general. And Virgo is an earth sign. Virgo is of practicality when it comes to thinking things through. That energy there isn't translated in this, but I could definitely see the connection with the earth. I would feel this is probably a little bit more Taurus, but it isn't. This isn't the card of Taurus. This is Virgo. Virgo is also seen as the high priestess. So we could see this individual here connecting to the high priestess energy, knowledge, knowing the secret of what's out there and understanding it. We have the moon here, we have the pomegranate, underneath the earth, the fertility. Okay, this is Libra. Beautiful depiction. Heart on one side of the scale, where we see the blood drop, and the feather. How we feel versus how we think. The feather being associated with the bird, communication. And then we have the messenger, we have the crow, or the raven that's up above on the scale. Taking this moment to sit down and connect with our heart and mind. Where are we putting this intention the most towards? Go. So another card that's not too clear, but this is Scorpio. The one thing that we can read for Scorpio is the eclipse that we have there. And we have the crow raven looking up. When eclipses first started, obviously it was a fear amongst humanity that things were going to be doomed. It's the end of the world, or, what was happening, what was going on, why was the sun disappearing, but yet reappearing, a few minutes later. And so we have this energy of the sun, which we see in Leo, but the sun representing vitality, but temporarily being obscured, so that we can connect to our uncertainties, to our fears, and taking that moment to be scared, and to know that any fear, any uncertainty, anything that is just emotionally overwhelming can be worked through. Scorpio is the intense sign of emotions and desires. And Scorpios like things dark. The darker the better, because it allows them to delve even deeper into that darkness, to explore and see what's there. They're basically facing their own fears. Here's Sagittarius. Self-explanatory here. We have the archer, the centaur. Sagittarius's aim. They aim for the stars. They aim for a goal. And I just noticed this. We have an eye, two eyes on this bow for direction and for guidance for Sagittarius. And I like the depiction here of it being in nature, the explorer, fully connecting with the environment that they're in and taking everything in and feeling how being in this environment is is expressing a message. What is there to learn by being in these different planes? What's the experience that's coming from it? We have Capricorn here. Like how Capricorn's coming out of the mountain here, and we have the nymph. Just following the direction. A beautiful energy, very simple. That looks like that could be a hawk. Not certain. And we have Aquarius, which is where we are. Western tropical astrology and sidereal. This is our sign of Aquarius. And this is one of the cards that just stands out for me because we have the owl. It's the white owl, very pure. The owl is a messenger, but it's not a black owl. It's a white owl. White owl for me, and that star above is one of healing, is one of managing things, but in a greater scale, connecting to larger sources, humanity, collective, community. The wings are spread open to embrace their wisdom, their ideals, what they have to share with others. This is all about the betterment of humanity. It's obvious, it's not clearly stated in the card, but that's the representation that we have here with Aquarius. And also I like how we have this side connecting to water and this side with earth. It's pulling from the unconscious and putting it into the earth. It's nurturing, it's sustaining, it's keeping things alive. And then we have the sword here for thought, perception, ideals, how it's being delivered. Pisces, I have lilacs here in the foreground, so we see this energy of Pisces. Primarily housed in the subconscious underworld, underwater, but also flowing up. Again, we're looking at this balance of the subconscious, which Pisces world is in. They're not daydreamers, but they live in this realm where only they themselves understand the complex aspects of who they are. Pisces, I feel, are one of the more challenging signs to really understand because they have a lot happening, but it's at a deeper level. It's something that we don't see, something that they don't reveal. Pisces is connected to the moon, so we have the full moon there. I like how the glass, the goblet's being raised up to the full moon, connecting with that energy for inspiration. That's the vitality for Pisces, the moon. Okay, so here we have Aries. See the flaming sword. The sword to give direction for where Aries wants to move towards, taking charge of this energy of the individual on top of the mountain, taking control, See this energy transferring upward, up the mountain. Aries is a very hard sign to stop once they are started on a direction. If they are fully desired and motivated by something, they go fully into it. It's almost the opposing sign of Scorpio, where their desires are coming from an emotional place. This energy is coming from a creative place. It's a will. It's like, I will do this. I made this commitment. I will start on this goal or start on this journey. And then ending here. Here we have Taurus. This is very interesting because Anna was mentioning about her two stepchildren, how I think she was having how her children were having a conversation with their father. I could be mistaken by what she had said to me, but how the two of them were listening intently to their father or to the adult who was speaking. So I believe Anna made reference to these as like her two stepchildren, not that they're both Tauruses, but just when you look at the Hierophant, you would sometimes see in tarot decks two individuals facing the direction of the Hierophant. Here we have the eye, we have the pentacle representing all the energies and spirit. This is I feel like the external influence of the magician turned into the Hierophant. The magician knows how to work all of those elements, has the skill and mastery to it. The Hierophant, I feel, takes that experience of the magician, even though it's the fifth card in the major arcana, but utilizes it and puts it to its own experience and shares the knowledge that it's gained with others. And then here we see the abundance. See the tree growing from it. Knowledge is to be gained with this information, listening to the Hierophant. But here we have Taurus. Taurus, earth, so we're dealing with nature, stability, foundation, sustaining what we're putting into, what we're investing into our environment, and what we like to have come back from it. Okay, sign of Taurus for Earth. So there you have it. Those were the 12 signs. And these are the cards here. So to quickly show you. The color palette's beautiful. So it's a wonderful series of cards to have. And then, of course, of our planets here, 10 planets. So we do have Moon, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Okay. So if anyone has the celestial influence altar cards, I like to hear from you. If you've been working with these altar cards in a magical way or in doing readings, I'd like to hear how your experience has been. So again, this particular series of cards, Anna is out of print of them, but she is hoping to have another edition. Maybe in the next year, because right now she's currently working on an alchemical series of altar cards, which she stated will probably be out hopefully by the fall. So look for her website and information about that. She has a Patreon page. So I'm going to put all of that in this in this video in the description. And yeah, beautiful cards if you want to connect with these energies of the elements and of the planets and of the signs, but keeping it simple. This is a wonderful deck. I keep saying deck, but this is a wonderful series of cards to work with. The energy is very strong and very inspirational, and I feel that this altar card set can be very useful for opening things and for getting insight. You can also combine this deck or these altar cards and do it in a tarot reading. You can use these cards for clarification in a reading as well. Okay. So there you have it, Celestial Influence by Anna Bosquet of Anna's Breath. And if you do get this deck, let me know. Let me know how it works for you. Or if you have it already, I'd like to get some feedback. It'd be wonderful to hear the many different ways that people can work with this deck in particular. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching, and I will be back soon.